Good afternoon, I'm Susie Nordquist and this is your afternoon news fix for Friday, July the 3rd. The Chief Ombudsman says failures in a ward at Dunedin's Waikari Hospital potentially amount to human rights abuses. Ward 10A has 12 spaces for adults with intellectual disabilities. John Allen says inspectors found evidence of punitive and coercive patient treatment.
We had a person who was secluded in their bedroom for around 18 months. We had a person who was being moved around the facility on one of those evac mats, so tied down onto that.
The Ministry of Health is undertaking an independent investigation. It closed the ward to new admissions in late April. A 33-year-old woman has been charged with manslaughter after the death of her 3-year-old son on Auckland's North Shore on New Year's Day. Claudia O'Neill has more.
Police were called to a property on Devonport's Kerr Street and found the boy dead. The mother has appeared in North Shore District Court this morning and was granted interim name suppression. Court documents allege she had a legal duty as a parent to protect the child from the injury that caused his death.
The leader of the world's most populous nation is making a fleeting visit to New Zealand next week. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Auckland on Friday night before jetting off 24 hours later. He'll hold talks with Prime Minister Chris Luxon, who says it's the first visit by an Indian leader to the country in 40 years. A push for the government to make more policy changes to stop people making early withdrawals from KiwiSaver. A Financial Services Council survey finds half of people couldn't access $5,000 within a week for an unexpected expense without going into debt. 65% worry about money at least monthly. Chief Executive Kirk Hope says KiwiSaver is important in retirement.
Policy changes which will enable cheaper health insurance, for example, which I think people will be really grateful for right now, so they can access that without having to touch their savings.
More than 80% of Auckland Transport buses now have driver safety screens, about 1,000 vehicles with more on the way. The council funded the see-through barriers after AT revealed 2 years ago there'd been 93 security incidents on buses and tens of thousands of fare evasions each week. Mayor Wayne Brown says more work is still needed to improve behaviour issues.
It's absolutely important that bus drivers are safe, but we do have a problem about behaviour here, and I'm not quite sure what the next one for that is, but we've got to acknowledge that there is that problem.
Germany has banned workers calling in sick without a doctor's note, which was previously not needed until after 3 days. Workers must now visit a doctor in person to get a sick note on the first day off. The new rules are aimed at boosting Germany's economy. To sport now, and All Blacks captain Ardie Savea is kicking suggestions they're facing a second-string French team in Christchurch tomorrow night into touch. Any players involved in France's domestic competition final last week could not be selected to travel. Newly implemented technology inside the ball has been at the centre of Portugal's controversial 2-1 win over Croatia to advance to the last 16 at the Football World Cup. Tour de France returnee George Bennett is saving serious introspection till after his 6th crack at cycling's biggest race. I'm Susie Nordquist and that is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.